This is a British
Mm-hmm.
journalist from BBC, I think. Don't quote me on
Probably.
that, but and we're like, what are you talking about? A woman who is married cannot exit the country without her husband's permission. Do you know how much abuse that creates? They
Mm.
get locked up, their children get taken away. A woman can be beaten up by her husband, basically, because it's all in the Islamic Sharia law. That's why we never get married anymore. But you need your father's permission if you're a woman to like go abroad. Your inheritance is half of a man's inheritance. As a witness in court, you need two women for every one man.
Mm-hmm.
This is like so blunt,
Mm.
right? That you're half of a man.
Yeah.
So they never talk about this stuff. They just make it seem like we're getting better, and nothing's getting better. We've only been getting worse.
Mm.
Yeah, those are the real enemies of the Iranian people, you know?
Yeah. I just started hearing about that group inside Canada. I forget what you said, like the ICC or something like that. I just started hearing about
Yeah.
them, yeah, from Goldie Gamari because she's in Canada. She talks about them a lot. And yeah, but the diaspora in Canada, man, they've really been going hard. Like she's got that petition signed, and now the foreign minister of Canada just said that they will not ever be diplomatic with them, the Iran, ever again unless there's a regime change. So that's a powerful statement. What do you think about that?
I definitely appreciate Goldie's work so much. She's a
Mm.
powerhouse and she's really giving us all so much strength and power to move forward and do things that we couldn't really think of. You know, she's an ex-politician, so she's experienced in that. You know, Iran never hasn't had an embassy here in Canada for many years now. And on paper, yeah, it's nice to say that we don't have any relations, but they do stuff behind the scenes. We see these commanders and like top leaders coming here with their families. They bring in huge amounts of money. Whereas if I have $10,000, more than $10,000, I have to report it, right? How are they bringing millions of dollars that they've stolen? Because there's one guy, Khavari, if you search him up, he stole the bank's money, the national bank's money, basically people's money, and he lives here now. So I know that they will, they might still be able to keep their relationships behind the scenes. So that's not going to help us free Iran, you know?
Mm.
We need full support of the diaspora's voice, and we are very clear about Reza Pahlavi being our representative. And we need countries to acknowledge that. This might not be the most diplomatic way, or it might have to cross over the bureaucratic processes, but this is what needs to happen in order for that result
Mm-hmm.
to happen. You know what I mean? Because what's that gonna do? Like, no more relationships with Iran yet. They don't care. They're still gonna keep killing people. They never really had relationships with Canada, anyways.
Mm. So
I don't know.
do you feel like what is your take on um the regime in Canada? Are you a fan of them or no?
Oh, right now? No,
Mm.
definitely not. Like, Justin Trudeau messed everything up. Now, Mark Carney's just continuing that, and they're just trying to be so politically correct and basically fancy words, I mean. Um, and the Canadians, I guess they voted for that. So it's been tough.
Yeah.
These past few years in Canada has been really tough. But we do have a lot of conservatives on our side
Mm-hmm.
consistently. You know, when you see an MP show up for you year after year after year, it's heartwarming to see that they stand for something. But there's a lot of internal conflict here in Canada as well. Like, because the dynamic is changing all the time. There's a lot of immigrants that have been suddenly injected into the society, into the economy, and we're not all experienced as a nation to navigate through this. I haven't seen Carney talk about this much.
Really?
Yeah, he did condemn it. He did condemn the killings and the murders, but at the end of the day, I don't see him standing up really for the people of Iran. I saw Doug Ford. A bunch of politicians have showed up in this recent rally, which was yesterday, right? And there's signs of hope. That's all I can say.
And the former son of the Shah, I have not heard anybody at all that I've talked to personally that has mentioned any other leader at all. And on social media, like in the comment section, when anybody ever talks, it's 90% him. And then the other 10%, 5% of them are just saying it's Zionist propaganda. And the other 5% throw out something about how they don't want America to influence politics and that he would be some sort of puppet or something. But the overwhelming majority, he's the only name that I've ever heard before. So I think it does need to be acknowledged that that's the only name that the Iranian people have ever talked about. I went and I looked because I'm a deep researcher, so I try my best to make sure that I hear all sides of the story. And I deep researched as many groups of people as I could find, and I could not find any serious people that disagreed with him being the transition leader for the country. I've heard, like little weird pockets of people like the MEK, but then everybody tells me the MEK, they're half communist, half Islamist, and they're like a cult or something like that. So I haven't, I think it's really important that people acknowledge that that's who the people in the country chose, because people are going to try to twist and turn the narrative to if he does take over in Iran, they're going to say this was put here by Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu to try and manipulate the Middle East. But it needs to be known that it's been screamed from the rooftops by the people themselves. That's who they chose.